the suburbs to say to you that this is not a central Toronto issue. This is an issue in this whole city of Toronto, in the GTA, in the province, in the country, and internationally. The forces of KPMG are international, and so is our struggle. And what we're doing here is incredibly important. It's called resistance. We have to show resistance to that. We can't lie down and say this is normal. It's not normal. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for inviting Jane Finch down to this, especially because we care too.
Ford says cut back, we say fight back. Ford says cut back,
we say fight back.
Ford says cut back,
we say
fight back. Ford says cut back,
we say fight back. Cut back,
fight back.
Cut back,
Fight back.
Cut back,
Fight back.
Cut back,
Fight back.
Cut back,
Fight back.
Woo! So my name is Kelly O'Sullivan. I'm president of CUPE 4308. We represent community and healthcare workers in the downtown Toronto area. You actually might have seen one of our nurses profiled in an article yesterday in the Toronto Star. She's one of those nurses that the Ford agenda government doesn't even want to accept for free from the province funding for 2 public health nurses. So I think that's a clear message. This isn't about cost savings. This isn't about a deficit in the budget. This is a political agenda to stop services to our community. I come here today to bring you greetings from CUPE Local 79 members, activists, and employees of the City of Toronto. They can't be here with us today because many of them are working, but they also face a very real reality with this Ford agenda and government of the potential, if they did speak out publicly, of being targeted. When you have a councillor like Giorgio Mammoliti that stalks women during the Dyke March to film them, you can be sure that workers have some very real and serious concerns about the ability to speak out publicly against this Ford agenda and government. So we're speaking out on their behalf. They've shared with us a statement that we'll share with you. First of all, they wanted to thank the organizers of this event, and they were committed to working with all of us to fight the cuts to services and programs. They want to challenge the fact and share their anger over KPMG's recommendation for cuts to core services and the silence and misrepresentation of their work and the work they do in this city by the Ford government and the media. Ford recently claimed that 80% of the budget was due to labor costs. Well, once again, we can show that he's a liar. It was actually proven that it's only 46% of the budget. But the fact is, the city provides services. It takes people to do the work to provide those services. If you don't have workers doing that work, you don't have services. So when they talk about cutting workers, they're talking about cutting services. Services are the people, and the people are services. Already workers are dealing with incredible workload issues and are under stress because there's been a freeze on hiring at the City of Toronto for years. They don't have the interests of the community at heart here. KPMG never found any gravy because there isn't any. They're simply there for the Ford regime. The attack by the Ford government is about the heart and soul of this entire infrastructure of our city and how it will be run. They want to cut services. They want to privatize. They want to sell off. And it goes on and on. The agenda is also about leaving large segments of our city, such as the poor, marginalized, racialized communities, out of our city. Rather than have a collective city who can take care of the whole, we are left with the private sector model of to each their own, and we can do better with less. And that's not true. When the city introduces cuts and attempts to privatize services, such as water, we know what happened in Walkerton with privatized water. People died. That's what happened. Services have a standard, and there are high standards in this city, and that is nothing to be ashamed of. And when you start cutting those services and cutting those standards, it impacts directly on people's lives.
Forward, but forward forever.
Our message to KPMG and the Ford government is take your core service review, its recommendations, and the $3 million taken from our tax dollars to pay for it, and use it to buy your own package and leave. Get out of this city. We don't need this kind of government. The workers, the activists, the CUPE 79 members and employees of the City of Toronto want to see a comprehensive strategy for a fight back. We need community union coalitions and the voice of the most marginal in our communities to be heard. It's about building an understanding. One cut makes us all bleed, and it's necessary to fight